All right, let me add Ashley. Let me see. Ashley, okay. Welcome to second episode. We're just waiting for Ashley to join. Let's see. Might give it one more minute or a few more minutes. Let's see. All right. Unable to join. Okay, she's unable to join. Let's try it again. Time. Oh. Accept. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, did you have problems joining? I didn't know if it went through or something.
No,
Okay.
I was just running behind.
No, it's okay. I'm still new to this whole live thing, and technology is not always my strong suit, so
Well,
yeah.
I think you're
Oh,
crushing it. I'm trying to get my
thank you.
selfie light set up. Oh, it wants to die. So we're just gonna have regular old lighting today. It's fine.
That's okay. Okay, I love the string lights behind you.
Thank you. Got my little sparkly setup in here.
Oh, very nice. Love.
All from Sparkle Slut Play Day. So, very on brand.
Very on brand. Yeah, that was so much fun. Okay, well, I guess we'll get started then.
Cool.
For anyone who doesn't know Ashley, I just have a little bit about her. I'd love to introduce her. So, Ashley makes life #glitter, more glittery, better, and a whole lot wetter. She's an activator of fun, play, and authenticity, and will help you remember your joy, reclaim your power, and own your most unapologetic self. And
Yum.
also, I just want to share a little bit about why I wanted to bring you on. Like you specifically, I am just so inspired by you and how you are so courageously being all of yourself in the high moments and in the low moments and holding yourself through it all, and just that is so inspiring. And I also am obsessed with Sparkle Slut. Like, not only like the brand is about like fun and authenticity and play and just like being sparkly, but I really love the way you're shifting the paradigm around the word slut, because that is most of the time, 99% of the time, a word used to shame women. And
Hmm.
like, why do we need languaging around shaming women? Like, why is that even a thing? um
Yeah.
we just don't need that. So I love that you stand for all of that, and you're paradigm shifting, and you're having fun, and you're just all of you, and I just love it. So thank you for
Thank,
coming on.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you brought up, the term slut just like right off the bat, because people see my Instagram handle or they see my shirt, my merch, and they're probably just like, what the fuck? It's very polarizing, especially for people who get triggered really easily, who haven't done the work, who are still living in the fucking stone ages. And there's a few reasons why I chose the term slut is because I believe fully in owning your self-expression, and like the way that I'm using the term slut with Sparkle Slut is like it doesn't have anything to do with sexual acts or like being overly sexual, hypersexual. It's really just redefining the term slut into whatever you want it to be, right? Like most women have been slut shamed when it comes to sex. And it's like, well, why do men get to go around sleeping with a ton of women and they're praised for it? It's like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, dude. But like if women want to own their desires, or if they're horny, or if they really just want to be in sexual pleasure, like why are we called sluts? So there's that part to it. And then like in my world, if you could be a slut for anything. Like I'm obviously a slut for sparkles. Like I'm a slut for house music, beat drops, steak, pizza, ranch dressing, sunsets, like deep belly laughs, puppy snuggles, So it's just like, don't take it so seriously. And that's, I think, just where Sparkle Slut brand is going. And it's just the embodiment of like fun and play and silliness and not taking life so seriously, because a lot of people take life very seriously, and people definitely take healing and self-development very, very seriously. So it's really just bringing some like lightheartedness to things that can be challenging, which is personal growth.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when like, you're going through past traumas and experiences and you're like, wow, that was messed up. But when you can bring a little bit of fun and play to it, it makes it all so much more palatable.
Yeah.
And it's actually really funny on that note. I have this like little devotional book that I just read in the mornings to like get my day started. And yesterday's was like, how can you just like have more fun and play? Because I like, God, I want you to play. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that's a really good point. I have not been just playing recently.
Yeah. I mean, I think you do a pretty good job of playing, Kate. You're like, when I see you, you're just like frolicking around like a fairy, like dancing, twirling, giving no fucks, which is exactly how a sparkle slut lives. But I think like, for women like you and I, like we're so lucky to have the tools and the community to kind of pull ourselves out of those moments, or to be like, okay, I have this dance practice, or I have these sparkles, or I have this, and like these moments that can just like, I call them joy breaks, where you can just like literally pop back into joy and reclaim your joy. But not a lot of people, one, have those tools, or two, like have the capacity to do that, or the people, or the sisters, or the community to remind them like, hey, like your joy is available to you at all times, and like sometimes it's people calling you forward. This is a perfect example. Yesterday I was having a really, really tough day, and you and I both attended Taylor Kozak's amazing Unleashed masterclass, which was so fire.
So
And
fun.
it was so good. But like there was a part of me that's like, oh, I don't want to go. Like I just want to sit around and like watch, like catch up on my shows, and just like be a vegetable and da 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 da, and be lazy, because I was like in my sad girl shit, because I was about to start my period, and I couldn't get into the master class because I didn't have the right passcode, and I just kept getting frustrated, and I was just like, I'm just gonna quit. And then I finally got in, and thank God I did, because it literally shifted my energy completely. And it was like we were doing so much in there. Like, yeah, we were talking about feelings, but it was also like reminding me of my joy, and we were dancing and shaking our fucking ass and just like being totally unleashed, and just like like connecting to our power. And it's like those are the things that we get to do as a sparkle slut, as an untamed woman, as an unleashed woman, where we get to constantly, over and over and over again, reclaim our joy, reclaim our power, remember our fucking sparkle, remember who the fuck we are. And yeah, I'm just like, I'm grateful that we have the tools to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm so with you. And the reason I guess I was saying I need to drop more into play, I posted my to-do list today and I actually modified it because I was like, if I actually post everything I'm gonna do today, people are gonna be like, this girl is crazy. And so I think like I think some people like it's easy to get really caught up in your head when you're going through the day to day and you're trying to like get through everything and like especially like I know like a lot of my friends like who are students and stuff like that, but it's so important, like you're saying, to have those play breaks and just to 5 minutes turn on like one song or two songs and just like shake your booty and dance and just
Mhm.
like let all the energy go so that you can sit down, not feel stressed, get what you need to get done if that's like how your day is going. Um But yeah, no, yeah, I love all of that. And just to be alive because we
Hmm.
only get to do this once. Like it's only right now, once, ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think too, like to your point, imagine the energy that we get to show up with in tasks, in hard conversations, in work, in content creation, whatever it is that your day to day asks of you, if you are taking those joy breaks. Because it's like, I, again, I'll use the example as last night. I could have had a completely different evening had I not gone into joy. My day has already been challenging today, but my day would have been even more challenging if I hadn't gotten into that energy last night. And I don't think people realize it's just like you can literally take a minute, 2 minutes out of your day to just do something so fucking silly. Like yesterday, I was at the gym and I was using the mouthwash and I just decided to have a fucking dance party in the gym bathroom. That's public where people walk into. I'm like, I literally don't give a fuck. And that's another part about being a sparkle slut. It's like, just stop giving fucks. Like the less fucks you give, the more fun you're gonna have. Like, yes, there's gonna be moments of crunchiness. Yes, you're gonna feel you're gonna get projected on. But it's like, again, life is just it doesn't have to be that serious.
Oh yeah, no, totally been there. And like as and the more we get comfortable being ourselves and just like expressing ourselves in the way that like feels good and is genuine and authentic, I mean, the more we're able to handle the projections because it's not about us. It's like, oh, okay, well that person might not feel comfortable doing XYZ yet, and so I'm going to have grace for them and I'm going to have compassion for them, and it's totally fine. And just like, bloop, it slides right off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you nailed it, babe.
Yeah. Okay, I do want to ask you something since you're on, this podcast slash IG Live series.
Okay.
Um, I really just want to know for you, like, what does it mean to fully shine for you?
Mm. I mean, the words that always come through for my brand, for me being embodied in my brand is unapologetic authenticity. I think for a long time I kind of had this false authenticity, this false confidence, and there's such a difference between false authenticity or just authenticity and like unapologetic embodied authenticity. So I would say that's part of it. And then shining is, it's like marching to the beat of your own drum.
Mm.
You know, it's marching to the beat of the own drum, like dancing, like people say, like dancing like no one's watching, but dancing as if people are watching and you just don't care.
Yeah, I've not heard of that one, but I like that more than
It's like
dancing as if
taking
no
it
one's
to
watching.
another, it's like going a layer deeper, right?
Yeah,
Because anyone can, a lot of people can dance in their room with the blinds closed, knowing that no one's literally watching them. But can you dance in a crowd of people? Can you dance in a crowd of people sober? Like that shit's hard. It's scary,
yeah.
right?
Oh, oh
it's
yeah.
def it's definitely challenging, and we were doing that at the Untamed Festival, and I think it was interesting. Like as the week progressed, we were all getting more comfortable dancing, and it was a completely sober festival. Um, and I guess the last part of like what does it mean to truly shine? Like there's gonna be the bigger you shine, I feel, and I'm starting to notice this too with my brand, is like the more projections you're going to get. So it's like you almost have to become even more embodied. The shinier you get, the more embodied you have to become, the more you have to lead yourself, um, the more fear you have to overcome. Like Taylor was talking last night about like the fear and the courage can coexist at the same time. And I think, something that has really kind of been in my field recently is like, you know, I used to say when people would project onto me or hurt my feelings, like, oh, I don't care. Because I'd been doing all this healing work and I didn't want people to think that like I didn't care and I like wasn't a good leader. It's like, I fucking care. Some people I'm like, eh. But like when it comes to people close to me, you know, or like depending on like the context of the comment or whatever was shared, like I care. Um, but I will accept this person for who they are. Like I will accept it.
Yeah. Well, how do you not care if it's like a close friend or a family member who doesn't accept all of you? That can be very hurtful.
Yeah.
Some,
Yeah. And I think I'm starting to care less and less, but there's just like you know, I thought when I got into healing that like all of your wounds were gonna go away and you'd never have to deal with them again. And it's just like that's so far from the truth. There's things that continue to show up over and over and over again. And it's like, that's where, as leaders, that's where our medicine is, right? We're like, mine is sisterhood. Mine has always been sisterhood and self-expression. Like those have been my deepest wounds, like rejection, abandonment, um, being abandoned and rejected for who I am, for being shiny, for being expressed, for being sparkly, for being quote unquote too much. And I think that just almost at this point, like fuels my fire to continue to be so embodied in my gifts and in my medicine, because that's obviously like what I'm here to serve.
yeah, well, and I like actually really love your like too muchness. Like that's something I love about you. I find it infectious. I draw so much inspiration from that to like to be my too muchness because I've also always felt like I was too much and I was too loud and too like excited and passionate about the things I'm excited and passionate about. But like those are our gifts, you know? Um, and then also I wanted to touch on how you were saying the more like shinier and sparklier you get, the more projections you're gonna get. I just had this vision of like a beautiful, like polished, like I don't know why this was coming through. It was like a bell, you know, like a Christmas bell, because obviously I'm thinking about Christmas already. But like a Christmas bell, and like it's so shiny and beautiful, and but the more shiny it is, the more you notice if there's like dirt on it or dust on it or something like that. So I guess that's just like what I was picturing, but I find that very interesting. Yeah, but it's true.
Yeah. Well, it's almost like, yeah, when you're shining bright, people are going to project their own flaws to you. So they're probably seeing the cracks or seeing the dirt or seeing the dust or seeing the imperfections, right? And it's like we all have
Yeah,
imperfections.
yeah, and we just gotta like I don't know, we get to love ourselves anyway and embrace it all.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
and then the other thing that I would really love to hear from you is so for the woman or man who is really struggling um to shine and who feels like these blocks and feels like maybe they're like stuck in some sort of loop. But they really desire to shine and to express themselves and be all of who they be. What would you say to that person?
Mm, that's a really good question. One, I would say put yourselves in communities, containers, retreats, yeah, sisterhoods, brotherhoods, where people are going to see you, where they're going to accept you. You know, it's challenging as someone, especially when you're the first of your friend group or the first of your family, going first in the personal development in the healing space, because all of your stuff is going to come up, right? And when you're starting to love yourself more and accept yourself more, but you're surrounded by a world and a group of people, especially your close people, that aren't necessarily like on that level yet, they're not going to understand your journey. So it's so important to have outside community of people who fucking get it, who are starting to see and love them and accept themselves for exactly who they are, so that they can mirror that back to you, right? Because everyone in our life is a mirror. So if you're only surrounded by people who aren't at that consciousness level yet, who are, you know, far along in their healing journey yet, they're gonna project things onto you. The other thing I would say as well is, hmm, what did you love to do as a child?
Mm.
What did you like, how did what games did you love to play? How did you love to dress? What did you love to do? What songs did you listen to? What movies did you like? Like, so much of remembering our joy is or our sparkle because men love to sparkle too. I have so many, it's so amazing. Like, I have hetero and homosexual friends who like fucking love sparkles, and I'm so here for it. It's like everybody loves sparkles. It's not that serious.
Yeah, no, yeah. I told myself when I was little I didn't like sparkles because I thought the world was very black and white,
Hmm.
and I think it was my cousin loved sparkly things, and so since my world was black and white, I was like, okay, she loves sparkly things, so I can't love sparkly things. And
Mm.
through you and through the Untamed experience in Costa Rica, like I was like, wait a second, that's just something I told myself. I actually love sparkles.
Yeah, I love this shit. Yeah, I'm so glad you brought that up because, okay, so people always ask me, like, why Sparkle Slut? Like, how did this get started? And really, like, again, like, I had a lot of like rejection as a child for my expression. It was like second or third grade. My mom bought me these like super dope platform Skechers. They were black, but they were like so sparkly. I could only wear like black and white shoes to school because I was at a private school, but I could still wear my fucking sparkles, you know? So I was walking into school one day and I just thought I would look so cool. And I was so excited to like show my friends. And then as soon as I walked up, I could just like feel the whispers. And I knew that they were making fun of me. But my mind, like my body knew, but then my mind was like, there's no way, like, there's no way, like, I look so cool. And turns out my body was right. They were totally making fun of me. So I never wore those shoes again. Like, I stopped wearing sparkles. I had always been such a girly girl, and I like toned my girliness down. Honestly, for a super, super long time. So kind of like going back to what I was saying before is it's like, what brought you so much joy as a kid? Like, if you are really on your self-expression journey, and self-expression is joy, it's exploration, like it's really just remembering your joy as a child, remembering what lit you up as a child and reconnecting with that. That's like such a huge part of reconnecting with your self-expression and healing your inner child. It doesn't have to be this like dark ayahuasca ceremony. I mean, we love ayahuasca, we love our plant friends, and also you can heal your inner child in some really, really, really fun ways.
Yeah, I'm so with you on that. I mean, it's this and that. Like you can go deep with the plant medicine and you can go deep dead sober
Right.
as we saw not only in Costa Rica but also at your event.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I mean, obviously I knew it was going to be amazing, but I was also like, whoa, like, and we were only there for a few hours and we got to like
Mm-hmm.
dance, we got to like manifest our desires and do that beautiful cacao ceremony
Mm-hmm.
and like reconnect with our inner child. Like it's just feels so good. And experiences like that really feel so good in our bodies. Like just they allow us to go back into the world doing whatever we're doing, whether we're working in corporate or like a lot of my world is like in medicine or like
Mm-hmm.
on like social media and things like that. Like we get to show up to our lives with so much more like joy and love, and that spreads.
Yeah. And it's who we are at our core, again, like going back to the authenticity, like
Yeah.
joy, love, that's like who we are as human beings at our core. That is authentic. We are created from love, from God, from creator, from source. So it's like, why wouldn't that be like what, I don't want to say what we're supposed to be, but like truth.
That
It's
is
truth.
truth.
But we get disconnected from that. So yeah, it is events like this, it is communities like this, it's spaces like this where we get to remember, and then we get to take that energy back out into completely raises your vibration, and your life starts to shift, truly.
Yeah, it so does. Oh, wow. That was so good.
Thank you,
Well,
Mama.
I think we're gonna wrap it up here. Just to keep this
Amazing.
short, potent, amazing. So thank you so much for coming on,
You're
Ashley. I
welcome.
loved having you and I loved this conversation. It was so activating for me, and I know it will be for so many others too.
Amazing. Thank you for having me, babe. I love seeing you just giving a spotlight to all your sisters, your friends. It's really, really inspiring. I would say like you are one of the number one like role dogs, like cheerleaders of all time, truly.
Well, thank you. That means so much. That really does.
Yeah,
Thank
of course,
you.
babe. Yay.
I love
Mwah.
you.
Bye.
Bye.